What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Um, this is a demo. This is not the full game. Today we're playing Halo Find Commander Isaac. Now this is going to be uploaded and updated to get it to work. I wanted to make. I know you guys are wondering. Make this where it looks really cool, and I did the best I can. As you can see, they are in order. We have mission 1, get to the beach; mission 2, the beach; mission 3, flood 1; mission 4, flood 2; mission 5, flood 5; mission 6, flood 6. Okay, so what does this entitle to some DLCs on the other page? So we're going to be doing 10 missions, and then we're going to be unlocking the second part of it that you guys will be able to play. Very excited. Now there's no intros into these just yet. There will be an intro to the first mission. But this is a demo. This is a work in progress. I am back in the Call to Arms. Hello everyone. And this is probably the most interesting thing that we can possibly imagine. Because this has been a long time coming. Now, I told you this is the grand finale for the Call to Arms, unless, again, it can be changed. But for right now, this is the grand finale for Call to Arms of the Halo mod, the last Halo mod. And this, we have to find Commander Isaac in this one. There's already some stories being built in there. I've got to go back and actually give you guys what you guys really want, and that is some juicy lore of what actually happened. So I'm not going to spoil it too much until the game comes out, and then we're going to come back and do a full playthrough of the game. I think it's really cool. I do recommend adding a controller or mouse, but there's no text pages yet because I've not added them in there. I've got to add them in there, and the loading screen of it is going to be really cool. Again, if we go all the way back here and we go to Find Commander Isaac, all these will be changed differently. This is just a demo. Again, a big work in progress. But this is probably gonna have a Halo on it as much as this is gonna have a Halo, and this have a Halo too. But these will be different. As you see, there's no music added in the background. Not sure. We'll look into that so we can get some music going. Again, you guys just go on the internet and type in music if you want to. It really depends what you want to do. We're gonna play some Fog of War. Or do we can do the advanced mode. Actually, these don't. Heretic, hard, normal, easy. This really doesn't matter what difficulty you play it on because it's all the same anyway. Achievements. Achievements are interesting. Everybody likes an achievement, so I'm not sure. I'm looking and still how to do those in Call to Arms and Gates Hell and Middle Source Code 2. So bear with me with that one. I know I did one this morning. I was just really tired and I had to go to sleep. But we're back here again, and let's go ahead and get started with mission 1. And I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory about it. So let's go and click it. Go into the control options and turn this down a bit. Put this back up so you can hear me. Apply this. There we go. Controller. It's gonna be So real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that there is gonna be a little more lore. There's gonna be lore in this game. It's gonna be bits and pieces you're probably gonna want to find. There's little nitpicks that you'll want to find throughout the game to find the lore. Again, there's gonna be folders that you're gonna want to look for, and you might find some juicy lore into there as well. The game is gonna be coming out in probably a couple days, so it's gonna be right at July actually. So I didn't technically lie, the game was actually coming out in July, but I think yeah, we're still in July, right? We're not in August. Yeah, we're still in July, yeah. I did say it was going to come out in July, so it wasn't really a lie. It's just I've been really busy trying to get everything up and running. Also, check out my other mods on my Steam page if you enjoy that as well. So, what's the backstory to this island? Well, the flood definitely infected. This is a flashback to where when Isaac Commander was fighting the Covenant. Pretty interesting thing if you ask me. Also, it is 100%, it is a 400 by 300 done. So it's 400 by 300 out. So the Covenant, so the guys can actually fire and shoot. Also, that way, if it was a 200 by 200, the lease would probably start going in the water or different type of things in the mountains, and I didn't really want to do that, and I didn't want to see that, so I made it big enough to where it was big enough. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I am using a props mod from Halo Props. As you can see, it's got the Halo 1 type of area, which is pretty cool. I am using the controller. You can play some first person mode or third person mode or even top down view mode. It really depends on how you want to play it. Except there are some missions you'll probably have to be playing differently. I'm not going to show you everything. Let's go ahead and go to the next level. Mission to the beach. I believe this is where we play as elite. And of course, the elite.
Tear out your hearts!
not sure why it didn't go to third person mode in the game. I'm not really sure about that, why it didn't do that, but we'll see.
No, not
Alright, there's that one. Flood. Oh. This one's a little more interesting. It has a more of a kick to it. This one you can die, or you can. There's two major things. You can actually wait for the flood to come to you. This is more like his past, which is pretty interesting. I do say the least or the most. This is more like his past that's going on. I am playing with the controller. And here comes the flood. So this one's very, very different. This one you want there. So this one is like his past. It says fight the nothing, right? I believe that's what it says. Yeah. Fight your nothing. What that means is he's pretty much fighting his demons that he had before, and it's just I wanted to kind of tell a little bit of a different story with Salvatomy, which is the Arbiter. And I wanted to kind of go into a story that what if, and this is my universe, my story. What if it actually happened? So in other words, what happened? Well, not what happened. Stupid. What happened if he had a vision? And as you can see, the guys there, the jackals and elites. It's like, boy, this doesn't make any sense. It's just about a what if. So that's pretty interesting. And we're going to the final mission. 6. Here we go. We're missing a mission. Oh, we're missing a mission. Hold on a minute here. This is not. We're missing map. I know we're missing beach. 3, flood 2, flood 4. Did I have flood 7? We're missing a mission. There we go. I knew we were missing one. As you can see again, here they come.
Be careful.
Alright. So to control this guy to make it look like he's not going in circles, what you're going to do is go with your up button like this. Stop. Turn. You want to turn wherever you turn. That's where yourself. I want him to go here. He'll go here. I want him to go here. He'll go here. That's how you control them without having to actually control them. If that makes any sense. So stop. I want him to go this way, so he'll run up here. Turn around. He'll run up here. These things look so cool. It's vertically the same thing. They look a little different than usual, but not by much. This should be where the pelican is destroyed. And pelican is not destroyed.
Grenade, move!
Should have been a pelican right there. No pelican, that's weird. Might be because it's been taken. I don't know. There's not supposed to be a pelican.
One more time. Out of my way.
We're gonna take them out like this, and he's gonna slam. Just like that. Alright, so there's that one. Now we go to the one that has you take control. I believe that's mission. What was that, 3? 4? No, I just did that before. What did you do for? There it is. Yeah, so you just be careful. Color. Okay. Alright, there we go, just like I thought. And then turn and then blow. Hit next, but we continue. So, and you cannot. I don't think you can get out of this unless you restart it. But you have to use this gun for mission complete, or you just go to other missions if you don't know how to do it. But it's my time. I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Hey, look, he's here! I thought it was just a piece of scenery, but it's not. It's him. That. Okay, genius. That sounds great. You go. I'll wait to see where you die, and then I'll go somewhere else. Come out here for a yak yap pimp slap. It's your funeral. It's safe to come out. This is Sergeant Smithson.
Yes?
So that's how you complete the mission, is by destroying that. I got the color by changing the color in the editor, and it worked. Alright, now we can play the last mission. Let's, mission 6. Flood 6. This one's pretty fun. Look for the grenade here.
We're here to help.
I did have it to where it was supposed to be on third person automatically, but how you want to do it depends completely entirely on you. Are they gonna follow? Yeah, they're gonna follow.
Caution, grenade!
So this isn't a enemy story. Alright, so we're halfway into the game, and alright, so it's time for a little bit of lore. Okay, so Isaac Commander, you're on Flood 1 during where Isaac Commander is taking out the Flood Hive, all the way back to the first video. See, Isaac Commander has an elite friend named Kosher Isha, or in other words, Kree. Or no, it's Kalea. Kalea, yeah. And what's going on is inside of the Flood 1, this is where, I know this is a little bit strange, but it's actually before, it's after he kills Warda. At least he thinks Warda's dead. So after Warda's dead, he goes back to find Jonah Hawkins. And Jonah Hawkins is on the planet, but like I said, this is a huge planet. It's 4 planets built into one. Flood 1 is the largest planets that you've ever seen before. And what's going on is the Arbiter was sent here as well. And his mission is to find Isaac Commander, either to kill him or to talk to him or something. But his mission kind of ends once he gets the bridge on. So there's going to be where he's going to the bridge, he has to activate it, and then the leader that told Throw of Atomy, which is the Arbiter, to come to the Flood Planet, actually leaves. Because he realizes that he's hit a dead end. It's pretty cool. And then after that, it'll go back to where there's about probably parts, 2 parts, so another 20 plus missions after number 10 is done. And it just kind of tells a story of like what's going on and what's happening and stuff like that. So you have more of a understanding of what's really happening, what's really going on. So it's 10 missions total, and it's not just going to be the Falvatomy. It is because he's trying to get to the final mission, which is one of the flood hives. And once that's done, you'll see it's really interesting because it's the final countdown. It's the final story. Like I said, this is the grand finale. This is the grand finale of Call to Arms Halo. This Halo Find Commander Isaac. It's the grand finale, like I said. But what I can tell you is you're in for a rude awakening because it's not just going to be. It's not one to want to really mess around with. This is been a long time coming story, and I've been trying to develop it on paper. And I'm going to show you guys some images how I did that as well. But it's really a long time coming because it's not just where he's going to be. It gets very intense in mission 8, mission 9. It gets very intense. Like you seen one of the images, one of the dreams or visions that happened when he was just fighting, and you've seen the big thing in the air. That's nothing compared to what's really going to be going on in this game. We've got cutscenes. We've got missing things that's going to be happening, such as things you're going to want to see. You don't want to miss. It's just very, very interesting. Let's say the most that I can tell you is it's very, very interesting. The story is going to be like, wow, I didn't know that was how that was supposed to happen. That's just part 1. Part 2, that's a different story. We're coming up on part 2, and I think the really interesting thing about it is how we start to see how that develops. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm excited for it because seeing this in action, seeing what's really going on, going back to the very basics, the very beginning of the story, of where it all started. I think this is on the flood planet Flood 1, and you're like, wow, now I actually get to experience this for real, and it's really, really interesting. Now people actually wanted to remaster a actual real remaster of how Flood 1 was done so we can play this in the Call to Arms engine. So you pretty much told me this, can you do a remaster of this? And I've got to really take a look at the basics of it all and see how it was actually being played out. And then I'm going to go from there. So I'm looking at some of the remasters that I did for it is going to be interesting. So it might be the last thing before I completely switch to Gates of Hell, Call to Arms, is probably giving you guys the remaster of Flood 1 for the Call to engine. And then I'm so excited. I keep saying this to myself. I know a Halo. like I said, I do have a Halo mod already out for the Gates of Hell engine. It's a huge work in progress, but it's playable. You can make a conquest campaign. You can make a skid mission campaign, or even campaigns of your own that you want to make. It just depends on how you want to do it, really. But I have some major goals that I want to set in there. I have some major things that I want to do. So it just really depends. I know Gaia's gonna be making the Halo mod, and when that comes out, missions will be made for Call to Arms gates of hell like crazy. We're going to be seeing some really, really cool animations. Third person, first person. This is going to be crazy. It's probably going to focus on the third person type of perspective things with the energy swords, the ships, the landing, the descending, everything pretty much put together. We're going to be seeing that, you know. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this is going to go, to say the least and to say the most. What I can tell you is one of the first intros that's going to be happening inside of the game is going to take off the exact point to where it all happened. And that's going to really put you into the word of, okay, well, I just seen this now. Now I've seen this. What can I do to underspect of what is going to be going on to the other campaigns and stuff? So when we really look at the story and the building and the design and where everything is, we're really understanding, okay, this is going to go here, let's put that there, this design looks good, let's roll it out, or let's give it back. You know, it's always about moving things differently and showing them that, okay, this is exactly what I thought, we're going to move it here, let's move the design more here, and really show exactly what's going to be going on as far as that goes. I'm very excited to have a playable demo for this. But it's very, very interesting. It's a big job. It's a big, big job because getting it just perfect. Also, if you guys don't know, I have these are 4K textures on the texture for the land. These are 4K, 100% 4K textures. This is the best I could do as far as 4K goes. So, hope you guys enjoyed that as well. That he has some 4K textures are not so zoomed in. The zoomed in ones look terrible and I just don't like them, so I had to really fix that to make it look better. And as you can see, I did. And it looks great. So where does this leave us as far as the other Halos go? And you know, what is going on? And what is something that we've been building on top of all this? So it's very interesting that, you know, we talk about what's happening next for the franchise. You know, what's going to be happening next for everything and where that's going to be leading. We look at so much, and I'm one person developing this. I have somebody else that said they want to help develop it, but it's going to cost me some cash. And that's fine. But when we look at this and we really understand the basics of where everything is going, where everything is, then we truly understand where it's going. And what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, because mission part 20 is the last. No, it's, yeah, 10 and 10. I only need 10 and 10. Part 20 is gonna be where you find Isaac Commander. So the very last mission is where you actually find Isaac Commander. I had word of where is Commander Josh. That, you know, I told you guys about that before. Commander Josh is a part of this, but he's not in part 20. You do find Commander Isaac, but Josh is there, but he's farther down trying to find General Hawkins, and you'll see exactly how that kind of plays out. It's still very exciting to see how that's going to play out too. I'm excited for the campaign. I'm excited for the story, the cutscenes, the dialogue. So without further ado, I'm gonna get back to work on this game, finishing it, doing some touch-ups on it, giving it exactly what it's supposed to have, um, and we'll see where it goes from there. I think it'll work like it's supposed to. I'm not sure, um, but it should. But I hope you've enjoyed these cutscenes. There's not cutscenes. There's gonna be cuts. There's gonna be a cutscene in this mission 1, and then we have mission 3 or mission 4. This is the middle. Is gonna have a cutscene in mission 4, so it's called mission 4 Fled 2, and then we're going to have inside of mission 4 of Flood 2, the video that's going to play, and the video is going to play mission 1, get to the beach, so forth and so on. So I'm going to get back to work on that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be talking to you more on when I get more of it done, and we'll do the full preview of the full demo. It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait. I got a lot of work to do to get this done, in 2 days. I'm not probably going to go to bed later than what I expected. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned to see all of the games coming up for Gates of Hell and Call to Arms. Alright, I'll see you guys later, and